Good morning, guys. Happy February. Today is February 1st. Happy Sunday. Yeah. I didn't make it to church this morning, fortunately. I actually did get ready and everything, but by the time I was gonna walk out the door, there's like 5 minutes till it started, and I didn't want to kind of show up late because I feel like that's, at least in my opinion, a little rude to the people that got up and were there on time, you know? So, but actually I'm just watching it. As you can see, I'm just tuning in before I go and work out and everything. I'm probably gonna watch a little bit, and then later on I'll rewatch it and kind of really take it in, you know what I mean? But yeah, happy Sunday. Hope everyone's had a good weekend so far. You know, I've been trying to get up at 5 a.m. I have a list of goals here I'll go over in a second, but yeah, I've been getting up at 5 a.m. Today I got up at 5. It's just I was just slow, struggling with tying my tie and everything, and Streaky was a little rambunctious because it's nice and cold. But yeah, I don't know, there's something in me just been like keeping me going. I mean, I don't want to sound crazy or anything. I'm sure it's like a little bit of psychosis of mine, but like yesterday when I was at 5, I had just woken up, but I was like, oh, I can rest my eyes for 5 more minutes, and then I don't know, I heard this voice of a woman saying, "Get up, Frankie," and it kind of shook me a little bit because I opened my eyes. I was like, huh? You know, so, but I don't know, it could be, I think I'm crazy or something. I would like to think maybe an angel is watching over me and rooting for me, but anyways, I got some February goals here. One of my February goals is less screen time. I'm not gonna be able to see this, but probably have to pause and flip the screen, but less screen time. About a month ago, I quitted social media, and honestly, I watched a video on this morning. It was like, social media is just becoming more sexual and kind of just very vulgar. Like in the video, like guys going over how like people will just post about their private lives, you know what I mean? And he's like, it's just kind of getting out of hand and weird. And honestly, yeah, I was seeing that a month ago, and I was like, I kind of want to be around this because A, it's vulgar. B, the world doesn't need to know everything you do, you know? Actually, I was watching a YouTube video last night while I was cooking dinner, and there's this weird ad, the weirdest ad I've ever seen in my life, okay? It was, I don't know if anyone's watched Naruto, but it was Sasuke, and then, what's her name? Sakura? It was Sasuke and Sakura, and I don't know why, but Sasuke showed Sakura a rubber, okay, and Sakura got all hyped, and then next thing, and then it pans to them laying in bed, and I was like, what? And it was an ad for a video game. What does that have to do with the game, you know? That is so weird. Yeah, so, I mean, that's not the kind of only reason why I'm like trying to stay away from the internet, but yeah, I feel like that is crazy, you know, that how vulgar that ads are now, as well as like people just posting everything. Yeah, but glad to distance myself and kind of be more grounded and see see what reality is, okay? Even though I'm literally saying, even though I literally just said I heard the voice of an angel. Okay, but anyways, next one is 5 a.m. wake ups. Nothing really to talk about that. I've been doing pretty decent with that, but I want to be very consistent. Like, if I could wake up every day through February at 5 a.m., man, I would feel phenomenal. Not only as in like pride, because I think I saw like a meme like a long time ago. It's like those people that make it their whole life to gloat about waking up at 5 a.m. to get stuff done early. I mean, I'm not gonna gloat about it, but I mean, it does feel fantastic when I wake up at 5 and I can just do like whatever I want. Like, I think I like the other day when I woke up at 5, I just sat here, finished a movie I was watching, drank a whole 40 ounces of water, and then it was 6 o'clock and I'm ready for breakfast. Or, I can meal prep, I can clean dishes, I can do laundry, I go for walks. It's like waking up like a little bit more earlier, even if like I probably should get more sleep. Oh my, it's so fantastic, Like you really can just get so much more done. Like, it's phenomenal. What's next? Read more. Yeah, I mean, I read in January, but I need to read more. I should be done with my book that I'm reading. It's not that big of a book, like what I read so far, I'm like probably like an eighth of the way in. Not that much to go, really. Need to read the Bible. Still on Genesis, technically, but yeah, I want to get past Genesis and then to the next part. Yeah. What else? Running. Even though it's 20 degrees outside. Did I mention that it's 20 degrees outside in Florida? Yeah, we're in the ice age now, all right? Even though I kind of like it, if you see my face is literally like red around my eyes from like the wind burn. Cause yeah, I was, last night when I was leaving work, it was like 30 degrees and it was like a mini tornado outside. Like, I was almost blown away, literally. But yeah, running, want to try to get some runs in. I'm gonna aim for 4 this month, 4 1-mile runs. I'm not gonna time, because I'm not a pro. Okay, I'm gonna be a little slow. Gonna probably take me a little bit to run a mile. Got the cardio of I really don't even know. I'm unique, okay? Yeah, running. Want to do more of that. It sounds fun, honestly. What else? Be more modest. I had this in the video the other day, but the video wouldn't export with this clip in, but I was just thinking, like, I always hear like girls or women need to be more modest with themselves and everything, and I always, like, personally, I'm not gonna be one that like is gonna judge someone really, or is gonna care or think of what someone else should be doing. I'm me and I'm control me. I'm not gonna don't care about anyone else. But I was thinking, like, they always say women should be modest, but like men should also be modest. Like, and I'm not talking about like just like covering up. Like, I think I spoke in one of the videos the other day. I wanted to wear a tank top because it was arm day, but I ended up deciding not to because it was like cold. But also I was thinking, like, why do I need to wear a tank top? Like, who am I showing off to? What does wearing a tank top have a benefit of on an arm day? It really doesn't have any benefit besides that you see your pump, I guess. But I mean, I just roll up the sleeves and yeah, it's not like sleeves really restrict like the functionality of your muscles, but but not just on top of that, but I was thinking like the other day I was at Target, okay, and there was these guys, and they were coming out, and it looked like they're getting stuff for Valentine's Day for their significant others. But one of them, they're a rowdy bunch. I realized this at first. They're kind of being a little loud. Horse playing around. Just casual young guy stuff, I guess. But they were like, "Hey man, that basket fits everything perfectly. You should just use that." And he's like, "You know what?" And he used a curse word, but he's like, "I'm gonna do that." So he stole the Target basket. Why do we need to steal a Target basket, And it was just, I just thought it was just very strange. And then they were kind of just like flaunting or gloating how cool they are. I don't really know what was going on, but they stole the basket and then they're kind of being prideful about it. I was like, that's just the oddest thing to kind of be very prideful about, I feel like men kind of lack a modesty nowadays in a way, because like there's no one really that checks us, like we feel the need to check everyone else, but no one really corrects ourselves, and I think like most of the time you'll see a lot of men flaunting their high-end cars, high-end clothes, et cetera, like all the riches, and it's kind of just like, sure, you could make fun of me because maybe I don't have them, but I don't really even want them. I'm like the most plain, simple guy ever. Like I like plain t-shirts. Like I wear a white tee from Target and I'm fine. I like just I wear one pair of jeans, literally, because they're my favorite jeans, but very casual, kind of old school, Like I don't like graphic designs. I don't really like jewelry, I guess. Like I like my little watch that my grandpa got me, but that's about it. Or hats, or like very, I guess, old school. Maybe I'm very boring. Okay, you can call me boring. It doesn't really offend me. Kawhi Leonard is the boring guy, right? And look at him, NBA champion. He used to be one of the greatest. All right, but yeah, I just think it's like very odd. No one kind of corrects men when they're very unmodest nowadays. And and I think like a lot of men kind of lack empathy and compassion and generosity. Like I will not lie, the one thing that really kind of upsets me when I'm at work is when I see like this family and the husband will walk in, and his wife with like their children or something, or like in the stroller, will be right behind him, but he doesn't hold the door for them or wait up or anything. He just walks in, just kind of lets the door close on him, and I see it all the time. And it's like, it's just like, in a way, it's like unbelievable to me, because like, if I was in that man's shoes, I'd be so happy, like so grateful, I feel so lucky that I have a wife or a significant other who literally bared my child and wouldn't do anything on them. I'd lay down in a puddle so they don't get their feet wet, But I see that all the time. I see stuff like, you know, walking, stepping on trash or throwing, littering, you know, or just, you know, just little things, you know, that's not really a big deal, but to me, it kind of just like, when I see a grocery cart, if it's, if that's sitting in the middle of the road, I'm gonna go grab it, cause like, who would want a grocery cart to accidentally hit their car? You know, it'd be a bummer if you walk out and there's a grocery cart slammed into your car and then there's a dent or a chip of the paint off, you know. Like, that'd be a bummer. Like, it would kind of like spoil your day. Like, you can't blame anyone. Kinda. Like, no one to blame. Oh, Streaky's hopping up. But yeah, I just think, like, I don't know. I think a lot of us men are just too prideful. Like, we talk about ourselves way too much, you know. We want to be number one all the time, you know. Like, we just refuse to settle for number two. You know, I'm not no innocent man either, you know. Like when I'm in the gym, I want to be the strongest in there, you know. Like, I want to, you know, quote unquote, mog everyone in there, right? I want to be the alpha male, right? But I mean, there's no need for that, you know. You know, I know that. You know, when I feel a little hyped up, you know, I feel like the biggest guy in the gym, right? But then I come back down a little bit to earth, and I'm like, you know, I'm not really the biggest guy in this gym, okay? I'm average Joe, you know. It's not my gym. And yeah, you know, I don't mind. And then I'm like, you know, I don't mind being number 2, number 3, number 4. You know, I don't even mind being in the rankings. You know, I like putting others up more than being on top, you know? To me, that's more satisfying when I get to help others or be there for someone else. You know what I mean? Ain't that right, Streaky? Oh, wait. He wants to play with the pen. He doesn't get to play with the pen. But, yeah, just, at least me personally, I'm gonna try to be more modest. Sorry, hiccups. Cause, yeah, I mean, we just live in a selfish world. I mean, I'm not just talking about men here, but, you know, women included, everyone. You know, we live in a very selfish and greedy world, you know. I mean, most people can't afford to even live in a normal house, right, nowadays, because the economy is just so high. Stuff just costs so much money, you know. Like, do you guys remember, like, when a year ago or so, when eggs were like $7? Yeah, I mean, I was fuming, okay? I was very mad when eggs were $7. So I always eat eggs for breakfast. And then there'd be an egg shortage, and I'd be like, huh? Who else eats eggs? You know, like, I've never really seen anyone else eat eggs. Like, you know, my mom doesn't eat eggs. My dad eats eggs, but ow. I'm being attacked now. Excuse you, sir. Hey, don't fall. But yeah, it's just like, can you chill out? Why are y'all mad? Ow! You guys just saw that, okay. See, I get harassed in my own house. Alright. But yeah, I mean, I feel like we live in a world that we just take more than we need. And yeah. This guy. I kind of wrapped this up a little bit, but we're going on 21 minutes here of just me yapping, and I should be at the gym by now. Use real words in proper grammar. You know, the other day I was kind of sitting there and I was kind of reading text from my friends or from myself to others, and man, like, or just like hearing language the modern age slang, and are we in Gen Z still? I don't know. Whatever the kids are called nowadays. But like the slang is just like weird. Like we use FR all the time, like for real. But like, yeah, I don't know. I find that I kind of like cringe just thinking to myself, like saying that. Like, why don't I say like definitely, you know, or seriously, you know, like use a real word, okay, instead of two letters that means a word. Ugh, he's got me good. Or like, you know, we always use you, like the letter, instead of YOU. But we also, you know, we stopped using like your, like YOU apostrophe RE. Like what's with that? Why do we stop using UR, you know? You know? But yeah, the thing like when I was watching the video on like the literacy crisis and how everyone's clowning Kai Cenat for not being able to read properly. First off, have we seen the words that we have that these kids are using? Like, they're just making it up as they go. Like, oh, I hate that one. Like, fine, and then, you know, the word used for your bowel movement, you know, if you know what I mean. But they spell it with a Y. What? First off, who wants to be called that? I feel like if someone calls you that and you're attracted to them, you might have some internal turmoil going on inside of you, okay? And then second off, why we changed the I in that word to a Y? Yeah, this world is losing me, okay? I might book a ticket to Krypton if it's still around. Because at least they have flying cars, you know? The Jetsons really lied to us. I thought we had flying cars. No, we got the Cybertruck. But yeah, also, this is more personal for me, but as you know, I've been not trying to curse a lot. I've been really good. I probably haven't cursed in like a year, okay? That's pretty good for me. But I've actually come to realize that I've been using like pseudo curse words like heck and freaking, you know, like, yeah, they're not bad words, but I'm replacing, you know, the curse word I was going to use with a more, you know, I'm proud that, you know, I'm not cursing a lot, but I'm not doing any better if I'm just finding a lesser alternative, you know? And yeah, so I'm gonna try to use more proper, real words, you know, not use FR. And then last on my list is go to church. Just because I've been, you know, doing that, and, you know, as I'm not proud of myself for not going, I want to go because it makes me feel better, A. But you know, I do think I'm doing good with God. I don't read the Bible a lot. Like I don't make the time for myself a lot, but I do listen to it actually. You know, when I'm walking on my morning cardio, I always listen to the Bible. Like I think I'm farther along in that than reading purpose. But no, I'm always watching videos about God and everything, you know. And you know, I think I'm doing fairly well, you know. Not too bad. My friend actually is a big supporter of these videos. Shout out him, Mr. Jonathan Morales. But he had told me, you know, that to not feel bad about going to church, you know, and he also told me to read Mark 2:17, which I'll read it real quick if you guys don't mind. I actually really like this, and it, kind of relieved a little bit, kind of eased some weight off my shoulders, because I like this a lot. So it goes, when Jesus, this is King James Bible, by the way, so this translation might be different from yours if you don't use King James. But when Jesus heard it, he saith unto them, they that are whole have no need of the physician, but they that are sick. I came not to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. And I like that. It's basically saying, they're calling to those that are, not following, not being faithful, Personally, I'm being faithful. I'm not sick, okay? But it doesn't excuse me. That doesn't excuse me. Just because I don't think I'm not needing it because I'm doing good, being faithful, I still need to go. Still need to worship. Still need to be faithful, obviously. And yeah, but I really like that verse. It kind of relieved me a bit, because I feel crummy about myself sometimes. Like this morning, yeah, I probably should have just showed up late or just go to a later service. But didn't want to, be disrespectful to those that, weren't being slow in the morning and getting up and going. And, well, I have work later, so going to a later service might be a little difficult. So, yeah. But anyways, that's gonna wrap up the pregame talk. I'm gonna take a Benadryl, because Streaky got me pretty good. I don't know what's gotten into him this morning. Cold weather has made him mad, I guess. Not a fan. But yeah, I see him itching. He's scratched me up like a cat post, or a scratch post. But yeah. Today we got chest and buys. Pretty fun. Looking forward to it. See you guys when there. All right, so here we got a top single of 2:15. Yep. Just warming in. Done a bunch of my warm-ups where, did the fast concentric tempos, and had a little primer before this set, and then on to this set. I'm getting very, very tense. All right, we're locked in. I really need to stop bouncing it a little bit like that. But yeah, fluid. Pretty good. All right, and then here we got, what is this? I think this is 200. So yeah, this is 200. This is my double, as I call it, where I just do 2 sets of 2, but at a heavier weight. Honestly, I was a bit skeptical of 200 at first, because I was like, it seems a little much maybe for a double, but yeah, after this set, I was like, no, I got this. Easy. And then these are my back offs, what are these? These are 180. I was also a bit skeptical of these too. I was like, might be shooting a little high just on my back offs, but as you can see here, I think I did just fine. I think I'm doing 4 reps, 3 sets of 4. Control. Push all the way through. Beautiful. And happy dance. Yeah. All right. Next, right into it. We're getting some dumbbell curls. Just 35 pounds, doing 3 sets of 6 to 8 repetitions. I moved on to the 35s this week. So starting out on lower reps so I can kind of build up to higher reps on them. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. Try not to swing too much on these, that's for sure. And yeah, that's all I got. All right, dumbbell incline press, 55s. Also training 55s this week. Started training 55s this week. So 3 sets of 6 to 8 at these. Trying to be slow and control. Just get that stretch at the bottom. Kind of feel like I'm trying to like pull my bicep into the side of my torso. But looking pretty solid here. I'm liking it. I'm loving it. Bum ba dum bum bum. Then I got my go-to classic chest flies. The cable ones where I got full tension, kind of feeling it out at first. Just doing 10 to 15 reps. But I think I'm going to be upping the weight next week. So I believe I'm doing 25 pounds here. Yeah, that's what I have in my notes. 25 pounds. And yeah, letting it fully pull me back. As you see, I got a little roller behind me so I can kind of let my shoulder blades go around it. Feeling the squeeze. Okay, and then on to the preacher curl. Just started this last week, and I'm so in love with it. I'm trying to find a good sitting point. And I know can't really see that much, but yeah, nothing too crazy. Just 10 to 12 reps at 64 pounds, 3 sets, and then I believe I'll do a drop set after this. You see, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, actually, I decided to adjust the seat because I think I adjusted the seat because the stretch, or I wasn't stretching, like I wasn't able to go all the way down with my hands. Like I was kind of stopping short where I don't really want to be. So I want like, when my hands are like that, basically, is where I want to stop when they're fully pulled forward. But yeah, I don't know, I probably resumed like 1 rep below where I stopped and finish out strong onto till failure. Oh, yeah. And then this is the drop set. Trying to keep it slow, or trying to keep it controlled. Feel the tension all the way down to the bottom of my bicep. Not literally trying to rip my bicep off my bone, but trying to make me scared enough to think that it might happen. But yeah, you can see kind of squeezing it at the top there. Beautiful. Yeah, that workout was so good. Honestly, can't wait till tomorrow. Post-game, post-workout thoughts. Honestly, not much, to be honest. Went pretty hard on everything. My right, one of my shoulders was tender. I can't remember which one it was. So I kept like constantly like stretching it out and like strengthening it, and yeah, it eventually went away by the time I got to my heavier bench sets. But yeah, because I forgot to do a warm up like this one, so I like to do like I would like to think it's like what arm wrestlers do. They'll do like this. So I get a band and I have it angled upward like this. So when I pull down, it's like, and it pulls my arm back up. Kind of just, strengthening the rotator cuff, I guess. Like all those muscles. And then I also do one where it's like this one, right? Where the band's here, and as I pull, it gets harder, And yeah, need to get my own bands. The bands at my gym are good. They're just very light. I need something to really warm me up. I'm getting a little stronger here, I guess. Not quite cutting it, but what is it saying? Beggars can't be complainers. So that's good, But yeah, kind of gonna keep it short and sweet here. Looking forward to February, that's for sure. I think February is gonna be like a very solid month for me. I don't know. Only time will tell. Let me try to be as consistent and focused as possible. Like, if there was, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what I was gonna say, or I was trying to make a metaphor, I guess, relate how focused I would be to something, but I can't really think of something that really compares. I'm trying to be on a different level, I guess. I don't know. Kind of cringe. It's funny. Yesterday when I was at work, this guy was actually showing me and my coworkers this motivational video he watches every day before he works out, before he goes to work, etc. It's from Denzel Washington. And a little odd to do that just randomly in the middle of the store, but the guy had good intentions, and I would like to think that, you really there's that cringe, right? You can be cringe, but I don't think anything's cringe as long as your heart's in the right place, and if it works for you, it works for you. Don't worry about what others think is. If they call it cringe, you call them cringe for being a hater. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't really think there's a need to judge or just put down others just because you think something is different. And honestly, that guy kind of inspired me. I love Denzel Washington, all right? I actually feel like I've seen that motivation video he showed us, but I love Denzel Washington. He's probably my number one. Yeah, he probably is my number one favorite actor. It's Denzel, Matthew McConaughey, and Matt Damon. Or, no, probably Denzel, Matt Damon, Matthew McConaughey. Probably my top three, but yeah, I'm gonna be so focused. I'm gonna try not to do any cheat meals. It's gonna be a hard one. I'm gonna try to, get steps in, cardio in somehow every day. Today I'll be hitting the treadmill after work. I'm gonna try to wake up as early as possible. Reasonably. And get all my meals in, keep up the calorie intake. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Come and say hi, Streaky. Hey. Can you get down from there, pal? Hey. You're really fascinated by my cup. Come here. Come here, pal. You want pets? Can you stop blocking the camera? Thank you. But yeah, I'm gonna be focused. I'm gonna be in my own world, to be honest. Yeah, me on a different planet. Just me and Streaky versus this world, I guess. It's alright, pal. Come here. Can you say goodbye to the camera? Bye. Okay, now you're trying to bite me. But yeah. I will see you guys soon. That is for sure. 100%. Probably in a couple days. I won't leave you hanging. That's a promise. Ow. Sorry. Play Mr. Streaky. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you for watching. I hope you had a good day, good weekend, good evening, a good night, whenever you're watching this, you know, good morning. But yeah. Thank you for watching. Ciao.